Hey everyone, Brett Bodofsky here. As you know, I love third-party PPC integrations. This is something that I just love to talk about. I'm really passionate about. I believe in automating as much as possible to create time savings, which allow you to be able to focus on things that are most valuable for your client. Now, that said, I like to review and I like to utilize a lot of different third-party integrations from various companies. This company in particular reached out to me and asked for me to check out their tool. Uh, on good faith, I decided to do it, being that they're a sponsor of the Paid Search Association, an association I just so happen to be a board member of. So I said, hey, yeah, I would love to review your product. It gives me an opportunity to become familiar with it, and perhaps it's something I'd like to use within my day-to-day as well. So let's jump right into it. So there's PPC tools that are very robust and they serve multiple purposes. I'm here to tell you that while it's robust, PPC Ad Editor is not that tool. It's not a tool that focuses on many different themes of automation and things of that nature. It's just simply not what it was designed to do. This, however, is focused on one theme, and that happens to be ads, PPC ads. They primarily focus, the tool itself primarily focuses on Google Ads. However, they've recently, in the most recent updates, have added things such as promoted tweets, creating in-stream ads for YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So this is really becoming a multi-channel tool, which is pretty interesting. I could see this working really well for somebody that perhaps manages both paid search and social, and they have to provide their client with a lot of different mock-ups of their ads. This tool allows you to create mock-ups outside of something like Google Sheets or a Excel sheet of sorts, and it's just a little bit cleaner of a way to do so. But the thing that I really like is when you make an ad and you can share it with your client, they can then comment back on it and say, hey, we don't like this, or even another member of your team can comment and say, hey, do you mind changing this one part of the copy to such and such? And it gives you the autonomy to kind of have that nice collaboration between your team and or your client. So that's one thing to note. And then next, I'll actually take you through some visual aspects of their platform, and you can see just for yourself how simple it is, and it's really user friendly. I've only started using it just a week or two ago, and I'm already feeling like an expert in the tool. And I think that's because it's really narrowed in its focus in terms of what it's supposed to do. And for me, I think what it's supposed to do is make it really easy to share ads with your client or with your teammate, add comments, and then not only that, once the ad is in its final state and everybody agrees that it's good, nice and ready to go, you can export that to your Google Ads editor or directly into Google Ads, which is probably one of my favorite features. It's like the icing on the cake. Everybody's agreed on this one thing. Now let's finally take it live. For heavily regulated industries and agencies or small businesses that work in heavily regulated industries, and they have a lot of reviews going around with ad copy, this might be a tool to consider. So definitely keep your eye out for it and maybe see if there's any demos out there. All right, great. So let's go ahead and jump right into what this tool looks like. So here we are in the PPC Ad Editor platform. As you can see, it's a really simple UI. I really like it. As far as, a platform or third-party integration goes, this is definitely one of the more simple layouts, and it's really straightforward. So what this is a platform that allows you to create campaigns visually, which can be really nice for when you need to share an ad with your client or a build with your client, or just perhaps another member of your team even. So since we're talking about building campaigns visually, I think that it would be best served that I would take you through what that looks like. PPC Ad Editor makes this really easy to do because they provide some already pre-built templates, which can inspire, what your final version of your ad or campaign build will look like. And we'll talk a little bit more in depth about that later, how you can use your own data and your own ads. But first, let's just go ahead and look at some examples because that's kind of the cool part. So imagine that you're working with a custom t-shirt company. Let's go ahead and have PPC Ad Editor show us that template for this custom t-shirt or apparel company. It takes a little bit to load. There we are. So you can already see that it's a very visual way of looking at your build. So first it's showing the site links, it's showing call out extensions, structured snippets, the call extension, and then it's also showing ads, which is really nice. It's just, a little bit nicer than just having to go into Google Ads and take a screenshot. And to get your ads into a visualization like this is really easy, and I'm going to show you how to do that right after I take you through the rest of this campaign build for this custom t-shirt company. Another thing that it does that's really cool, this tool, is that once you import a RSA or create one within this platform, it'll show you random variations of that in a visual manner, which is really nice. And again, yes, you can do this in Google Ads, but let's show you something that you can't do in Google Ads that you can do with PPC Ad Editor. So say that I'm looking at one of these variations and I notice, the description lines, since you have 4 different description lines, you can not have pinned. Perhaps you'll see that 2 combinations just really didn't make sense. You can make a comment and notify the recipients and just say, hey, description line 2 doesn't make much sense when paired with description line 1. Let's try to add some pinning to negate this issue. And now the recipient will get a real-time alert and can action on said comment. And note that your client or another teammate can make these comments. So it's a really collaborative in that sense. And then you can also pair your ads and all your extensions with keywords. So you can also show them like, hey, these are the ads that will show with these keywords, which is terrific. Again, a very visual way to represent the campaign or build that you've been working on. So I think that this is I've touched on the main things, commenting and being able to see the RSA variations and just really see your campaign all come together in this visual way is really neat. But let me go to show you how easy it is to get your own data into here. So we'll go ahead and go back to the PPC Ad Editor, and then all you have to do to get your data into PPC Ad Editor and build out, a visualization like the one I just took you through is just click download from Google Ads, and you'll connect into your Google Ads MCC, and you'll be able to select whatever accounts that you would like to link to and download the ad copy and the builds. And then from there, you can then start to manipulate the visual in whatever manner you would like. I also noticed that there's things that you can do, such as duplicating ads and editing them in that manner without them even being uploaded to Google Ads itself. If you would like to do something like that, perhaps you just want to show a client or another teammate what 3 new ads would look like within the build in a visual way. That's one way to do it. So that's all you got to do to really download your stuff into this platform, which I really like. Another thing you can do is go into your build, and what you can do is you can actually easily send your client or your teammate a URL to said build, which is definitely nice. It's better than having them log into the platform or what have you. So all I did was go to the build, click share, click copy, and then you can go ahead and share this URL publicly for people to either view, edit, or comment on. In this case, we want the client to be able to just view, and we can copy that and send it on over. So that's another thing I really wanted to show you about this product. One other thing I want to mention about this tool that I think is really cool is that they're getting involved with the NFT space, and they do have a Discord currently where you can discuss selling your Google Ads campaigns as NFTs. I think that that's a really interesting concept. They're also doing something called I believe it's pronounced the PK'd profile, and it helps validate you as a practitioner or an agency uh, and like puts your it's kind of hard to explain because I'm not great at NFTs or anything of that nature, but from what I understand, it puts your agency's ad spend, total ad spend, or your individual ad spend on the blockchain, and thus validates you as a very experienced agency and or individual by doing so. So that's something that I find interesting. Definitely check out their NFT blockchain community by going to ppcadeditor.com under the resource tab, join the NFT blockchain community, and check out what they got going on there. I think it's early stages in the NFT world when it comes to selling campaigns on things like OpenSea. So maybe that's something of interest to you and your agency to check out as well. All right. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have learned something about this tool, PPC Ad Editor. Have a great day, everyone.